Sumimasen, Yokoso, welcome to the Xbox Cloud Gaming Show. Yes, tonight we get a sneaky peek at some games coming to Xbox Cloud Gaming in November. We're not even through October, but we're going to take a look at some games coming in November to Xbox Cloud Gaming and all of that. There's a plethora of new cloud gaming devices. We'll be checking those out. And has the Activision Blizzard deal met its first kind of stumble? I don't know. All that and much, much more in tonight's show. So without further ado, I think it's titles time. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, indeed, Yokoso, to the Xbox Cloud Gaming Show. Yes, the Xbox Cloud Gaming Show. With me, your host, Clive Illenden. Join me tonight as we sort of have a little swift journey, a row through all things Xbox Cloud Gaming tonight, and a little bit kind of general cloud gaming, as it so happens, as well. It's great to see so many people in the chat already. That's always very encouraging, always great to see. We had nearly 450 people watch the show last week, not live, that would be amazing, but over the week, which is really great to see for the first episode, and hopefully we're going to get some more people. And if you are new to the show, welcome. In fact, very, very welcome. If you're watching it live, super special welcome. Please hey, hit the subscribe button, toggle that notification bell, and that way you'll know when I go live with this wonderful Xbox Cloud Gaming Show. And of course, everybody hit the likes, as good old Jerome always likes to say in the chat. Hit the likes, ladies and gentlemen, hit the likes. Indeed, Jerome, indeed. Anyway, as I said, tonight we're going to be taking a sneaky peek at November games that have been revealed so far. There's still some more stuff to come in October, I believe. And we're talking specifically Xbox Cloud Gaming. So games that will be available to play via the cloud. So we'll be taking a sneaky peek at that and all of those. But before we get to all of that, of course, let me know what games you've been playing. In fact, it doesn't have to be on Xbox or Xbox Cloud. Have you tried other things? For instance, if you've not seen my review, hopefully most of you have, check out my review of Boosteroid. They kindly sent me access to it so I could review it for them. So you can check that out. It was very interesting, especially for those that sort of complain that there's some games missing on GeForce Now, like FIFA 23. Because once Stadia's good and gone, where else you can play FIFA 23 in the cloud? Boosteroid. That's where you could play it if that's your bag. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Boosteroid. We're all about Xbox Cloud Gaming. So let me know what games you've been playing. I know some people have started Scorn. I haven't started on Scorn. Scorn was released last week on Xbox Cloud. And tomorrow, I believe we have A Plague's Tale Requiem. As well, with its ability to render, what did we say last week? 300,000 rats on the screen at one time. Ugh, nice. I'm still going through the Halo campaign, Halo Infinite campaign. I'm sort of determined to play the whole campaign via the cloud, even though when I play on the console, it does invite me to download the game. No. A matter of principle, I'm playing the game exclusively all the way through via the cloud, just so that, just to show that it can be done and all of that. So that's really good. The other thing is I had a problem with my Stadia controller connecting to my PC to play Xbox Cloud. And lots of people saying to me, I'm all right. Well, as it turns out, not all USB-Cs are made equal. And it turned out the USB-C cable I was using was no good. Computer wasn't recognising it. Computer said no. Computer says no. Anyway, changed it round today, and great. I'm really pleased that at least I can use my Stadia controller to play Xbox games on the PC here when I'm, using the cloud and stuff. So that's good. Good to know. Not entirely wasted, but bring out that Bluetooth. That's what we say. Get the Bluetooth working. That's the main thing. Right, let's dive head first before we get into the news, of course. Clive will be in the news studio. Before we dive into the news, let's see what the early birds in chat have been chatting about, tweeting about, squeaking about. Now, this is a sad story, Jerome, but one I think many people can relate to. Yeah. After 2.5 weeks of not playing Stadia, I tried playing. Then he goes on to say, I stopped after an hour. I just couldn't. I couldn't get into it. It's official. I packed everything away and I'm done. Excuse me. I'm choking up. I know what you mean. I can't bring myself to turn it on. Is that stupid? Is that child? I don't know. It just my heart for it just has fallen away, and that's why I kind of refocus my attention. And I'm glad in a way that I've got something like Halo Infinite to just sort of get lost into. It's a nice, easy game to play, pick up, play, just churn through it. You get a little, you sort of make some progress, you die, carry on. Make some progress, you die, carry on. That's the kind of game I like. It's not mind-blowing. It looks great, plays great, fairly easy to pick up and play, not too difficult, easy to follow where to go next. What's not to like? A simple game that's kept me distracted over these last few weeks. So, yeah, good stuff. Sednar is always listening. Thank you, Sednar. Hey, Ray3473. Yes, the gaming cyborg is in the house. Whoop, whoop. Lovely to see you, Ray, as ever. Always a delight. The smiliest man in gaming. That's what Ray is. He's with the gaming cyborg. The smiling gaming cyborg is what we should call him. Jerome says, I've been playing Dirt 5 and a game called The Surge. I'm not familiar with The Surge. Both on Luna. So, Luna, talking of Luna, Luna is 2 years old. 2 years. Let's have a quick look at this. Let's get rid of that so you can see my head. Look at that. Luna launched 2 years ago this Thursday, October the 20th. So this week, Luna launched initially into beta. Well, it's still beta. It's still in America. I don't see expansion coming soon. Do you? Especially after the closure of Stadia, or the announcement at least of the closure of Stadia. Seems odd to me. But no, it doesn't seem odd. What I'm talking about. I don't think the market is there. I think Stadia's definitely proved that in the most violent, brutal way. But it is interesting. There's 2 years and nothing. Jerry's in the house. Hello, Jerry. ER Gaming. Suarez, good to see you. Oh, man, did this day fly by? Did it? Did it for you? That's good. Did it fly by for me? Little bit. Head down in my work. That always helps. I jumped ahead there, sorry. Right, Dave. I think Dave was asking about JRPGs on Boosteroid. I couldn't think of any. There was no Trials of Steel or whatever. But then I couldn't think of any others. Or Monstrum Nox. Are there many on PC? I don't know. Hey, what's up, Cloud Gamers? Says IOG. My TV gaming experience this stage has been woeful. Yeah. That's the beauty of Stadia, wasn't it? Is that if you didn't have a console, at least you could play it on your TV. You know, it's all right for PC gamers to just go back to their PCs. As I say, my experience of Halo Infinite using Xbox Cloud is really, really good. And I'm using it through an Xbox One S, not Series S, just an S. And it's really, really good, except when it's not good. I know that sounds stupid. When it's not good, it's not good. But I would say 95% of the time, maybe 90, bit more than that, it's a really good experience. Usually something's going on in the house if it goes all bad Xbox Cloud gaming, bad xCloud. Inled, lovely to see you, Inled. What are you going to do? What's your new chance? You just can't have your updating 98 days left kind of thing for Stadia Inled. You need new charts. Playing Grid Legends, Scorn. Haven't played Scorn, as I said, and Chivalry 2. Can't get into that. Just died Alien Isolation. Good for you, sir. Join us in the mosh pit. I will. What's the story behind speaking Japanese? I just wanted to have a kind of opening catchphrase, and my partner is Japanese. And I just thought, instead of saying welcome, 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 let's do it in Japanese. And then I was talking to my partner about Xbox Cloud Gaming Show. And of course, Xbox Cloud Gaming is in Japan. Hence the Japanese writing on the thumbnail and stuff like that. I'm thinking, you know, if I get my subtitles sorted into Japanese, hint, hint, partner. If I get my subtitle, then there's a whole new market there for me, you know? So you never know. You never know. Hey, Frozen Gamer, how are you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Okay, so ER Gaming saying it keeps popping into Stadia. Still struggling to decide to go into GFN, but I don't have an existing library. As I've always said, if you are a PC gamer and you have a library of games, something like GFN or Boosteroid is really, really good for you. I am, and as I've always said it, at heart, a console guy. That's my history. I like a console. Just fire up the game and it works for that specific console. That's what appealed to me about Stadia. It was effectively a console, albeit a console in the sky. I like that. I don't have a PC library like yourself. So that's why, and I've always liked Xbox. So that's why for me, Xbox Cloud Gaming. But I get it, people who've got, you know, games in their PC library, their Steam library and stuff like that. Then it makes a lot of sense, GFN. Or maybe you could start building it up. It's just, you know, depends what the TV experience is like. 1080 okay on Chromebook, on TV. Exactly. You see, this is the thing. Boosteroid for me on TV was not good. And yet, Xbox, very good. So, you know, we'll see. I've got some cream for that. Boosteroid, exactly. Very good. I'm giving away some, if you watch the video that I did, I'm giving away some codes. So to 3 lucky people could play Boosteroid. But really gives you motion sickness. That is weird. Maybe you're far away from a server. Maybe I'm just lucky. So why is Bluetooth not a thing on new gen consoles? I'm talking about the Bluetooth on the Stadia controller. So it has a very low, because the Stadia controller never used, it has Bluetooth in it, but the Bluetooth was only ever used to connect it when you first connect up to your app. But you're not using the Bluetooth. What you were using is Wi-Fi, and it connected directly with the game in the server. That's what made it so brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But now, unless you plug it in with a wire, if you want to use it for other gaming systems or whatever, PC, without a wire, it's effectively a brick. So what we want Stadia team to do, you know, if they've got the heart, if they've got the time, switch on, if it's possible, the little Bluetooth radio in it, so we can use it as a Bluetooth controller. then at least it's not landfill. Although, as I said, it works wired if you have the right USB-C wired. There we go. Stadia runs so much better than others. Oh, I know. That is the one thing. Like I've always said, you know, that for me, Stadia was number one. Yeah? But now that number one doesn't exist. Yeah? So what was number two is now the number one in my mind. And number two for me was Xbox Cloud. Wasn't as good as number one, but number one doesn't exist. So now everything's shifted up. But it's not the same, is it? It's just not quite the same. And it's sad. I agree. I haven't turned Stadia on since I don't know why. Anger, probably. Anger, disappointment. I know. It's, yeah. Lot mixed emotions, I'd say, Suarez, for me. Mixed emotions. Oh. Google utterly vandalised the gaming space with the S word. Ooh. Hey, Spatey boy, how are you? I find I have to have the house to myself for cloud to work. Yeah. Yeah, it's sensitive. I was playing on Xbox Cloud, and suddenly it went, you know, really pixelated. I mean, not just pixelated. I mean, it like went almost. It looked 8-bit, and I thought, what the hell is my son doing upstairs that is hogging? Bearing in mind, I'm plugged in Ethernet, and he's plugged in on his PC. And I went up, and I don't know. He had like an infinite amount of Discord chat windows open. And then he was streaming that to his mates while playing again. Like, it was just like, what are you doing? Like an infinite amount of window. Oh, that was crazy. Anyway, pull the plug on that. I've always been a console player too, but sold my PS4 just before the announcement. Now I don't have anywhere to play Ubisoft titles and Cyberpunk. More importantly, FIFA 23. Boosteroid. You could try Boosteroid for FIFA 23. You're going to have to buy it, though. Yeah, I get it. That's the thing. xCloud appeals more than GFN. However, the performance of GFN is better. Exactly. That's the thing about cloud gaming. I mean, even though Stadia was really good, the one thing that for me, you know, for many people, is that there weren't enough of the games that people wanted to play. I mean, you know, and again, that's very subjective. So in a way, you kind of think, imagine if it had this technology, but you had something like, you know, Games Pass. And GFN is what, like, you know, now we've got GFN. Imagine that quality, but you didn't have to fiddle about with, you know, entering your Steam account details. There's always a drawback. But for me, Stadia was the most rounded of the lot, except for the fact perhaps it could have done, well, not perhaps, it could have done with some, you know, some bigger games effectively, more regularly, when, you know, when they landed on Xbox, when they landed on PlayStation. And yeah, as many of the people said, it doesn't matter, but that was one of the sort of short failings of it. So yeah, you sort of in an ideal world, you take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, mix it all together, and have an Uber cloud gaming setup, wouldn't you? I'm on 40 megs, and xCloud likes all my 9-up. Subbed, hey, Master System Marceau, thank you. Of course, Yoshida Sumamase. Arigato. Ohio gozaimasu. What is it? Morning. It's not the morning, is it? I got a notification from Google about my cancellation of Skull and Bones. Really? Interesting, because I'd never pre-ordered it. To avoid e-waste, former Stadia players who don't have another use for their kit should go to Google Store and request a free return label, which will send it to an accredited recycling company. Yeah, maybe they should do that. Maybe they should offer recycling. Suarez. I'll just wait for Google Play Cloud. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Anyway, good chat, ladies and gentlemen, there. We will come back to the chat as ever. We got a bit sidetracked into Stadia, but I suppose we were all going to... Many of you are here, you know, like myself, former Stadia players. looking for a new home. Yeah. We're like nomads. No. Ronin. We're like Ronin. Yeah. Former samurais with no home. We're Ronin. Cloud gaming Ronin. That's what we are. Just to carry on the Japanese theme a bit. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for the Xbox Cloud Gaming Show news with Clive. You ready, Clive? Yeah? Let's check out the Xbox Cloud Gaming Show over in the news studio with Clive. Clive, over to you. Thanks, Clive. Welcome to the Xbox Cloud Gaming Show news for the 17th of October, 2022. In a week that sees new cloud games, new cloud devices, and an interesting hookup with Oculus Quest. We're still getting the October games for Xbox Cloud to come through, and already we have a sneak peek at the games coming to Xbox Game Pass for November, which will be playable via the cloud. Kicking off with Ghost Song. This is releasing on November the 3rd for console, PC, and of course for this show, cloud. Ghost Song is an atmospheric 2D adventure that takes you deep beneath the surface of the desolate moon of Lorien. Taking control of a long dormant dead suit, you'll descend into winding caves lit only by bioluminescent flora, battle strange and powerful creatures, and acquire new abilities that will help you unearth this alien world's long-buried secrets. Grab your sheepskin now and your best swearing manual, as it's time to go pitch side, kicking off on November the 8th. Apparently last season, Football Manager players achieved greatness, with over 400 million matches played, billions of goals scored, and 927,013 unbeaten invincible seasons. But that was last season. Now get ready to go even bigger and tear it up in Football Manager 2023, coming to xCloud. Pentiment is from first-party studio Obsidian, so no surprise to see this on the cloud. Coming on November the 15th for console, PC, and cloud, set in 16th century Bavaria, Pentiment will take players on a narrative journey through the eyes of journeyman artist Andreas Mahler, during a time of great social unrest and where he's caught up in a series of bloody murders, scandal and intrigue at Kearsau Abbey in the small fictional town of Hassing. These murders take place over a time frame of 25 years, and through lots of dialogue choices and decision making, it's up to you to uncover the real picture behind the fake reality that's been painted by those who seek to hide the truth. This game is led by director Josh Sawyer, and this game is brought to life by a talented team inspired by those sort of illuminated manuscripts of old and those woodcut prints and history itself. And this looks like it could be a great game to play via the cloud on your mobile when you're out and about. Gungrave Gore, or Gore, looks like one of those more exciting ones for me. Releasing on November the 22nd for console, PC and cloud, Gungrave Gore is a stylish third-person action shooter by South Korean studio Iggy Mob, in which you take on the role of Grave, a gunslinger of resurrection and badass anti-hero of your dreams, mowing down tons of enemies in a gory ballet of bullets. That's one cool looking game with its Japanese/Korean manga influences writ large across the design here. One game pushing for inclusion in Xbox Game Pass and hopefully cloud is Hypercharge Unboxed. In a tweet, the developer recently said, "The question is our game Game Pass material?" Well, here's a hint. If you tick that box marked, "Yes, play it in the cloud," I think it might be. Could be one to watch. The Activision Blizzard Xbox deal now, and the UK Department of Competition and Markets Authority, the CMA, seem to have raised some significant issues about the mega deal. And one of these is in the area of cloud gaming and around Microsoft using Activision Blizzard to become dominant in the game streaming area by using that Activision Blizzard content alongside Microsoft's owned cloud service provider, Azure, plus its PC operating system. However, Microsoft argued that Games Pass is all about expanding choice in how consumers access their games. To quote them, through bringing more games to mobile platforms, including mobile through mobile apps and cloud-based game streaming technology. They are effectively saying that it's going to help condition gamers to the idea of subscription services, which in the long run will benefit all the industry. Now, many, including me, have always assumed that Xbox uses Microsoft Azure. That would make sense, yeah? The Microsoft Cloud infrastructure, which, in the CMA view, gives them a massive advantage over others, i.e. Sony, in the cloud gaming space. But it seems, and this may just be semantics on Microsoft's part, that this is not the case. According to Microsoft, it does not stream games from PCs to power the games. Well, we know that as they're streaming from sort of glorified Xbox Series X. And more interestingly, it claims it does not use Microsoft Azure, but rather a bespoke infrastructure not provided by Azure. Microsoft has also responded by saying it wants cloud gaming to succeed for the whole industry. To quote them again, consumer adoption of cloud gaming remains low, it said. Harming or degrading rival services would significantly set back adoption of this technology. Protecting market-leading incumbents, i.e. Sony on console, Apple and Google on mobile, as well as Steam on PC. Xbox as a platform which is in last place in console, 7th place in PC, and nowhere in mobile game distribution, has no incentive to do this. Instead, its incentive is to encourage the widespread adoption of cloud gaming technologies by as many providers as possible to encourage the major shift in consumer behavior required for cloud gaming to succeed. And we know how hard that is. So, still many hurdles to jump for Xbox on this deal, but it's interesting that the CMA see the deal as a threat to cloud gaming, whereas Xbox see it as a benefit for the whole industry in terms of cloud gaming. Watch this space as this argument rumbles on. And it's not only Xbox that sees a future in cloud gaming. More and more peripheral and product companies are developing devices specifically aimed at cloud gamers. Following on from the recent Logitech mobile gaming device comes a new mobile gaming device from Razer and a big cloud gaming announcement from Google. Yeah, Google, in the shape of a number of gaming Chromebooks with big integration of cloud gaming. But, not Stadia, obviously. Starting off with Razer first. The Razer Edge is custom built to be the ultimate Android gaming handheld. It features an exclusive Snapdragon G3X Gen 1 that delivers, as they say, unrivaled performance and 144Hz AMOLED display, giving you real good clarity at high speeds. And it uses a Kishi V2 Pro, which is a console quality controller that's compatible for Android and Xbox games. It's basically two devices. You're getting a high-powered tablet device paired with the Razer Kishi V2 Pro controller with its micro switch buttons, analog triggers, programmable macros, and the Razer HyperSense haptics for competitive AAA gaming. Xbox gaming via the cloud is a key part of the marketing here. They come in two flavors, one with 5G, which at the moment is exclusive to Verizon, and a Wi-Fi one, which is said to be priced at around $400. Joining this cloud gaming device are three new gaming Chromebooks built from the ground up. As Google put it, introducing the world's first laptops built for cloud gaming. It seems Google is going full in on this cloud gaming lark, eh? The three Chromebooks are the Acer Chromebook 516GE, the Asus Chromebook Vibe CX55 Flip, and the IdeaPad gaming Chromebook from Lenovo. These laptops come loaded with features that are great for gaming, including 120Hz plus high-resolution screens for crystal clear visuals, RGB gaming keyboards. Hey, it's gaming. Got to have an RGB keyboard on select models with anti-ghosting capabilities for added speed and excitement, Wi-Fi 6 or 6E for seamless connectivity, and immersive audio to draw you into the game. Google have worked directly with Xbox Cloud Gaming with an installable web app available on the devices. But these are not the only place you'll be able to play your Xbox games via the cloud. How about in VR? In a surprise announcement, Microsoft and Meta have announced a partnership that will see Xbox Cloud Gaming come to Quest VR headsets at some currently unspecified future point. They say when Xbox Cloud Gaming launches on the Meta Quest store, you'll be able to hook up an Xbox controller to your headset and play console games from the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Library on a massive 2D screen, like having a private movie theatre available at all times. Now, there's no word on a timeline for Xbox Cloud Gaming's arrival on Quest, but Meta says it hopes to share more on this as soon as possible. So that's the Xbox Cloud Gaming news for this week. So it's back to Clive live in the studio. Clive, it's back to you. Thanks, Clive. Right, well, there we go. That's the Xbox Cloud Gaming news. Some interesting things in there. Two things, really. First of all, is that there seems to be this rise of mobile gaming devices / places to play cloud gaming on one hand, and yet on the other hand, you know, we've seen the demise of Stadia. The basis that somehow people aren't quite ready for cloud gaming sort of as a mainstream form yet. So I find it interesting that people are bringing out devices. So it got me thinking about this. Why, you know, if there isn't a market there, why are people bringing out devices? And of course, cloud gaming is very much a buzzword and all of that kind of stuff. But of course, we forget that these devices can also play Android games. You know, Google Play. Google Play turns over, $48 billion a year in gaming profits to Google. So, you know, there's PUBG Mobile. There used to be 50 million players in India of PUBG Mobile. Call of Duty mobile app is massive. And then is there other app is absolutely massive in, I think it's in South America and places like that. Free Fire? I wanted to say Free Fire. You see it on Twitch all the time. It's a mobile game. So I guess bringing out these mobile devices, there is the kind of comfort that there is a massive mobile gaming population, even though the marketing is heavily at gaming. People clearly want to take their gaming with them. You know, the Steam Deck, which I admit, I just didn't ever see the point of it when you could have a device like the Razer or even the Logitech G Cloud thing. The Steam Deck has proved that people want to take their gaming with them. They want to go mobile, and cloud gaming kind of offered it, but people clearly weren't ready to embrace it. A pure cloud gaming experience, 100%, which is what Stadia was kind of offering. And so I think, and the fact that these companies like Google and their Chromebooks are forming, you know, from a marketing point of view, getting in bed with GeForce Now, getting in bed with Xbox Cloud Gaming, Samsung, the same with their Xbox Cloud Gaming app on their gaming hub, all of that, Luna to a certain degree. It's interesting that, you know, that there is this keenness for cloud gaming, but as a sign of kind of take your gaming with you type approach. Let me know, does that Razer thing interest you? Because at the end of the day, what surprises me about that Razer mobile device is that it's two devices. I don't know, and I can't work out whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Does that mean that you could get another, I'm looking around at my other sort of mobile controllers, and use that with the device? How does it connect? How does the controller connect? Does it connect directly or via Bluetooth to the unit? And then the unit is just like a kind of a phone-sized, a slightly sort of giant phone-sized tablet. So like a small tablet, but a big phone, except you can't make calls on it. So it is an interesting device. Yeah, it's not a phone though, Master System Marceau, though, you see. As far as I can tell, although arguably you could use it for, WhatsApp calling or something like that. Presumably just takes, runs ordinary apps, so you kind of do that. But it does look kind of cool. It'll be interesting to see how it goes up against the Logitech one that's come out. Obviously, the screen quality looks better. The processor in it looks better. And what, 400 quid? 350 quid maybe in the UK? $399? It's quite expensive. I am tempted by those Chromebooks, though. Let me know in the chat if those appeal to you. I know Master System Marceau says, I can't stand Chromebooks. Get a real laptop. Ugh. I've always quite liked a Chromebook. I've got one here that's about 8-9 years old. It's so slow and dead now compared to modern Chromebooks. But those gaming Chromebooks, they look interesting, especially the Acer one. I'm sort of tempted. Do I need another laptop? I don't really have one. I gave it to my kids, my proper one. So maybe that's something to look at. Anyway, let me know what in the chat. Are you interested in getting a kind of a cloud specific device, or are you happy just to play on your phone with a sort of a controller like this, put your phone in there. Are you happy to take that with you? Is it just, as Jerome says, an expensive toy? I'm not, switch that on by mistake, power that off. Anyway, let me know. I would have bought a Logitech if Stadia hadn't folded. Yeah. But the Razers, I think they're doing it teaming up with GeForce Now and stuff like that. And the Chromebooks, certainly, their Chromebooks are doing deals, giving you like a few free months of GFN subscription included in it. And also in the demonstration of the Chromebook, what you could do is you search Destiny 2 and it came straight up to play. Now, if that's the way they've integrated it, that makes it, you can take away the kind of signing into, logging into my Steam account and all that kind of stuff. If you can take that away, suddenly GFN becomes slightly more interesting. IOG says, he's not ready. I'm not ready. The other thing I just wanted to touch on as well is this whole Activision Blizzard Microsoft deal and their competition of markets looking into it. And obviously they've been lobbied hard by PlayStation about why this deal is a bad thing for the industry. And, Xbox have countered saying it's going to be good for the industry. We're trying, and I quite like their arguments along the lines of, the subscription services create a new way for people to consume entertainment. And if they can encourage that and change the mindset of gamers to a subscription model, then it, from the industry point of view, it offers a new revenue opportunity. Now, one could argue about whether, subscription is fair to, big developers, small developers, whatever. But from Xbox's point of view, they're looking to they're arguing they're looking to expand the market, and the Activision Blizzard deal, encourages people to subscribe to them, and by subscribing to them changes the mindset of gamers into the idea of subscription models. Bit of a stretch. But the other big argument is, that the competition authority had, is that it's a threat to cloud gaming because Xbox could become too dominant in that arena. And Xbox counter was, no, it's a struggle for us. There are other incumbent players like Google, like Amazon, etc. The problem with that argument now is Stadia shutting down. Google is getting out of that consumer side of the market, cloud gaming. So that undermines Xbox argument that, oh, we won't be too dominant in the marketplace. And then you factor in the fact that back in February 2021, with the closure of Stadia Games and Entertainment, the in-house studio for Stadia that was set up to build games that you could only ever play in the cloud in 2-3 years' time, was shuttered. And one of the reasons put forward for that is that Activision Blizzard deal, $78 billion. And Google took a look at that and thought, wow, how can we compete with that out of the box? And I think they got the collywobbles, shut down Stadia Games and Entertainment. If that is the case, that really undermines Xbox's case that somehow they won't be too dominant in the market because these big other incumbent industries are coming in, like Google and Amazon, whatever. Amazon haven't expanded in 2 years outside of the USA. Google shutting down. There's no one really there to really compete with Xbox. So there is a danger that the Competition and Marketing Authority might go, you know what? Stadia's pulled out, and the rumor was they pulled out, 18 months ago because of the Activision Blizzard deal, and it scared them off creating their own in-house studios. You could be in too dominant question. It's an interesting idea. Stadia had some great deals on games, which got me spending my money. Is xCloud Ultimate ever going to have the deals? Well, at the moment, no. I think as soon as Xbox start allowing you to buy games in the cloud, or at least give you that option, they're all about making the games available wherever you are. Now, their big push is to stick it all in Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass. Some games in Xbox Game Pass are just for PC. Some games in Xbox Game Pass are for PC and console, and some are PC, console, and cloud. But games that don't go into Games Pass, if they could give the publisher the opportunity, a bit like GFN, to tick a box that says, make this available on the cloud, then the consumer can just buy that game from Xbox, and then can choose whether to play it on their PC, download the PC version of it, or download the Xbox version of it onto their Xbox console, or play the Xbox Cloud version of it. Now, I'm not sure to what interest that appeals to Xbox when they're so focused on the subscription model and the Games Pass. But if they can just bring that in, introduce that. I know they're looking at, you being able to play the games you already own on the Xbox console. That would make a big difference. If they can bring that in, I think their cloud gaming model will take a massive leap forward in my view. Personally, I like the subscription model. I like just diving in. There's plenty of games in there that keep me interested. I don't have to have the latest, biggest games. It has to be pretty special for me to want to go and get it. Even on Stadia, I didn't buy that many games. Doom, Eternal, Outriders, which then became a pro game, I think, anyway. FIFA 22. Jedi became a pro game. So I quite like having, a subscription service which adds games all the time that you can play, because the only drawback is they take the games fall off Games Pass. But, there we go. Hey, Chariot Man, how are you doing, sir? Good to see you. Let's go to chat anyway. Let me know in the chat what I've said about. So there's about, are you interested in a specific cloud gaming device, or quite happy to play on the devices you already know, like your phone, take that with you? And do you think the demise of Stadia is a threat to Activision Blizzard Deal? Because it could look like they're already too powerful to certain competition market authorities. They've still got to get through the UK. They've still got to go through the US competition authorities as well. So be interesting to see. Let's go to chat. Oh, that chat needs. We need to make that big. There we go. Right. I don't like the consolidation of the industry. Let me just... there we are. On the fly there, moving the chat. Sorry about that. I don't like the consolidation. Yeah, there is that danger. Xbox Game Pass on a mobile phone is legit standalone option. Oh, Jerome, stop it. Yeah, we know. Stadium's great. Yeah. Hey, we've done that bit right. I think I'm going to do Switch. I think I'm going to do Switch Cloud Gaming. Switch Cloud Gaming. Yeah, PlayStation and Nintendo haven't really... I mean, PlayStation has sort of made their moves. Maybe their main market probably is Japan. Maybe their main market's not that bothered about it. They sell enough consoles. Sometimes you've got to concentrate, as a company, concentrate on what you do well rather than what you think the future is. Xbox have gone the other way. Some of the deals and games that on Steam can be used on GFN are great. Very convenient, the games were pricey. Yeah, I didn't really buy that many games. But I guess also, Caseball, I think if you're comparing them to PC games, the prices of PC games, then yes. But I came from console background and constantly, because this used to be an argument leveled at Stadia all the time, constantly you could do a comparison with the same game on PlayStation or the same game on Xbox. And unless it was in a Xbox sale or a PlayStation sale, the price was about the same. You know, they positioned it as a console game. But yeah, you could always pick up, you know, CD keys or stream keys or whatever, get it cheap. Xbox Cloud should be able to take a leap now. They've got, I think they need to improve, definitely. I think Xbox might be a little nervous of people buying games after Stadia refunded up. Yeah, I guess, but I think... Well, yeah, their foundations, Xbox's foundations are so deep, I think they could probably, you know. I think the idea is they have proffered the notion that you'll be able to play the games you've already bought, you already own. So, you know. I'm into movies and show subscription models, except paying for online. Don't need to be a cloud-specific device. I would consider my... Well, exactly. It does seem a bit excessive. If you've got a really good mobile phone. I mean, I bet a Pixel... Playing games on the Pixel looks really good. For me, it has to be cloud gaming going forward. Yeah, I've been spoiled and don't want to go back. Big box under a single TV. I know what you mean. It's hard to go backwards. And for many people who played Stadia, I talk in the past, it is a little step backwards, in my opinion. But hopefully, you know, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Hopefully the next step, somebody, you know, ups it. Someone else has said, Nintendo Cloud Gaming is good. You know the online is awesome on Switch. Control Cloud version was a success. Yeah, they can do it. What was the other one? Hitman, I think, as well. I play my games on Nintendo Switch and Steam Deck. Yeah. The Steam Deck's really hit a sweet spot for a lot of people. It doesn't appeal to me, but I mean, you know, I can just tell. I look around and, you know, people love it. But if no one wants it, that's the point. Cloud gaming, I presume you're talking about there, Captain Ply. If nobody wants it, that's the point. You're right. You're right. But what the industry will do is they will... What's the word? They will sort of seep it into our mindset over time. It does need consumer adoption on a mass scale. But I think, you know, the Xbox approach is the one to do it, where they see it as a supplement to, you know, your high-end gaming. You can still buy an Xbox Series X and play at 120 frames per second, beautiful looking games, you know, 4K, blah, 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 but offer this supplementary way of playing and accessing your games. What I'd like to see personally is, you know, a more cloud gaming centered approach. I want to see cloud gaming move to the center of strategy rather than the side of strategy. And I think it will, because I've seen the same in TV. I used to say it all the time on you know, the Stadia show. I work in the TV industry, and for, you know, 50 years, 70 years, the same TV business model, linear broadcast, has been the center strategy. Now at the BBC, iPlayer and streaming is the central strategy. Who would have thought that? Who would have said that 10 years ago? That would be, and linear would feed into that, support it. I mean, other than the live moments and the live events, and even that, streaming can offer that. It's mind-blowing how the center has shifted, and I can see it happening with gaming, except the experience now with Stadia has taught me it's going to take a bit more momentum, a bit longer, to kind of get gamers over to it. You can bring the casual gamers, but the hardcore gamers, no, they're a bit... Ironically enough, I think hardcore gamers are the most Luddite when it comes to new technology. There's kind of irony there. Yeah, they know what they know. They like what they like. Sure, they'll upgrade their graphics card. Sure, they'll get the latest console. Yeah, but you offer them a new, exciting future way of gaming. No, not interested. And there's a certain sort of Luddite attitude there, which is kind of interesting. That's kind of been revealed by, you know, the failure, ultimately, of Stadia. So there we go. When cloud enterprises are ubiquitous and workers are familiar with the cloud as people are the PC now, the children follow. Exactly. Cultural osmosis over time. Caseball says the Steam Deck is absolutely amazing. Too fiddly for me. But I get it. People are loving the Steam Deck. After I just collapsed Stadia, I decided to pick up a Series X because I felt like Microsoft is headed in the right direction. I do. But the time the new gen consoles arrive, cloud may be more accepted. Yeah, and I think that's the way. It's like a Trojan horse. It's like, you know, just introduce it into your diet. You know, not what Stadia did. What Google did is they said, see that plate of food? It's not the future. And they took that plate of food away, and then they put the new plate of food down and go, eat that. It's space food. You'll love it. And people were like, where's my roast beef? Where's my burger and chips? I like them. No, you've got to eat this new, right? Whereas if you go, look, I tell you what, here's your burger and chips, but hey, I'll take some of the chips away and I'll add a little bit of salad. Yeah? I'll add a couple more tomatoes there. And over time, that burger's gone. Or the meat has been replaced by Beyond Meat or Future Meat or whatever. Slowly but surely. Something like that, anyway. Like petrol heads, innit? Exactly. Oh, electric cars, they can't get you to, far enough. It depends, Depends what, your use and all of that. I believe you're just not for me. The Steam Deck, presumably, we're talking about. Right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Before I go, what of those games, of the new games coming in November, are you interested in? That I just want to say that Gungrave, where was it? Let me just quickly. That's not the page. Let's just quickly look at the. Here we go. So these games are coming to Games Pass in November, but not all on cloud. So this looked really interesting. This is not a cloud though game. Ghost Song is. I like the art style. Humankind has been delayed indefinitely. Was coming to Games Pass. Those that had it on Stadia, it's coming to Games Pass, but not. I'm not sure whether it's coming to cloud. It's been delayed indefinitely, so it might be coming to cloud. We don't know. Football Manager, of course, Football Manager 20, or was it 21? Can't remember now. Football Manager 21 was on Stadia. Be able to play it in the cloud. Pentiment looks really interesting. I love the graphic style on it. But this, Gungrave Gore, looks really cool. I love the sort of Japanese Korean style of it. I'm really looking forward to this. I'll show you some gameplay of it as well, because it's quite kinetic and fast and furious, the gameplay. Let's fast forward up to here. Look, you'll see. This always cutscenes here, but you'll see the gameplay in a minute. Here. There, look at this. It's sort of really frenetic. I mean, like a good Japanese arcade game, the graphics are amazing. But the really frenetic gameplay there, I'm just curious what it's going to be like and what that's going to be like in playing in the cloud. And it's great to see like a Korean game like this coming to the cloud as well. That's what I'm looking forward to anyway. Are you going to be playing... there's nothing appealing about paying Microsoft or any company a monthly to enjoy my hobby. Well, fair enough. Like some people want to buy the games. Some people want to buy the games and have them. I quite like... I'm to be honest though, I mean, again, it's a personal thing. I'm really quite big into subscriptions. I love subscriptions. I subscribe to physical products as well, so that I don't have to just really random products. So I don't have to think about it and it gets delivered. And I've got the choice. But in terms of TV stuff like that, I like to have the choice. The options to play, to choose and browse a massive library. They're very reliant on you sort of forgetting and maybe just consuming a little bit of stuff. But I like that luxury. But I get it. It is a luxury to subscribe to, more than say three subscription services. That is a luxury. I used to, I used to be shocked that people would pay 50 quid a month to get Sky TV, to get Sky Sports. This is before subscription was a big thing. I said, what? Why would you? 50 quid is a hell of a lot of money to spend on, entertainment and stuff like that. Your TV when you get it for free, effectively, or for a license fee, which is only, like 8 quid, 9 quid a month or something like that. It's nothing, or 14 quid. I should know, really. Forgotten. But anyway. But now we're in a world of subscription models, it doesn't seem so bad now. People paying, 50 odd quid for a Sky subscription. But anyway, there you go. Good chat as ever, ladies and gentlemen. Always a delight. Always a pleasure. I don't like subscriptions for that reason. Exactly. I think it's a choice, isn't it? A lifestyle choice. Some do, some don't. Anyway, as I said, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Plague Tale, as Internet of Games says, is coming out tomorrow. I shall certainly be having a look. I've still got to look at Scorn, although I'm a little bit creeped out by it. So I'll be looking at that, and I'll be carrying on with Halo. And hopefully there are some more games coming to Xbox Cloud Gaming in October. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Why don't we do this all again, same time, same place, next year. Next week. No, come back next week. What am I saying? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I was trying to find the outro button. Thank you for being here live and entertaining me and joining in the chat. It's always appreciated. Sayonara.